Sometimes you notice it in a very small moment, not during a big conversation, not during an argument, but in silence. You reach for your phone without thinking, the way you have done so many times before. You open the screen out of habit, and for a second, you expect to see their name, a message, a notification, some small sign that you still exist in their world. But nothing appears. The screen stays quiet, and suddenly you feel it. Not like a shock, not like a dramatic pain, more like a slow realization spreading inside your chest. They are no longer thinking about you. You keep living your life. You wake up in the morning. You make coffee. You go through your day the way you always have. You talk to people. You answer messages. You smile when it is expected. But somewhere inside, there is a quiet emptiness that was not there before. You notice it in the evenings, when the day becomes still, when the noise fades away, when there is nothing left to distract your thoughts. That is when memories start to return. Not loudly, not dramatically, just gently, like a familiar song playing somewhere in the background. You remember the way they used to text you, the way your phone would light up with their name, how natural that connection felt, how easy everything seemed back then. And now the silence feels different, heavier, longer, more noticeable. Because it is not just the absence of messages, it is the absence of their presence in your life. Sometimes you check their profile without even realizing you are doing it. You scroll for a moment. You see that they are active, living, smiling, moving forward. And that is when the quiet sadness appears. Not because you want them back, not because you cannot live without them, but because they once mattered so much to you. Because your heart was open. Because your memories are still alive. And when something real comes to an end, it takes time for the heart to understand what has changed. And maybe right now you are still sitting with that feeling. Still holding a quiet sadness inside your chest. Still wondering how things changed so much. And that is okay. You do not have to move on in this moment. You do not have to understand everything tonight. You only need a little space to breathe. Because healing does not begin with forgetting. It begins with allowing yourself to rest. And slowly, very slowly, something inside you begins to soften. Not because everything is suddenly okay, not because the memories have disappeared, but because your heart is learning to breathe again. You begin to notice small changes in the way you feel. The pain is not as sharp as it once was. The silence does not feel as heavy as before. And sometimes, for a brief moment, you realize that you are simply here, alive, breathing, still moving forward, one day at a time. You might still think about them. You might still remember their voice, their smile, the way they used to look at you. And that is okay, because memories do not disappear overnight. They fade slowly, like footsteps in soft sand after the tide has come in. You do not have to rush this process. You do not have to pretend that everything is fine. You do not have to be strong every single day. Sometimes it is enough to simply rest, to sit quietly with your thoughts, to allow your heart to feel whatever it needs to feel. Because healing does not happen in big dramatic moments. It happens in small, ordinary ones. In the morning, when you wake up and notice that the pain is just a little lighter. In the evening, when you realize that you did not think about them for a whole hour. In the quiet moments when your breathing feels calm again. And one day, without forcing it, without trying too hard, you will notice something new. Peace. Not perfect happiness. Not excitement. Just peace. A gentle feeling that everything is going to be okay. You will begin to trust yourself again, to trust your heart, to trust that you are capable of loving and being loved once more. And in that moment, you will understand something very important. You were never forgotten as a person. You were never erased from the world. Your value did not disappear just because someone walked away. You are still here, still worthy, still enough. And tonight, you do not have to solve everything. You do not have to know what the future holds. You do not have to be completely healed. All you have to do is breathe. Slowly, gently, one breath after another, and allow yourself to rest right here